It's Coffee on the Vid, back at it, and we have some updates into this very sad, tragic, horrific event that took place in Philly. A young man lost his life on the way to school, 7-something in the morning.
In Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood today earlier, a teenager was shot and killed steps from his home. This is the 5,000 block of Rohrer Street, about 8 this morning, and we're learning the 17-year-old was on his way to school. All after-school sports and activities have been canceled tonight at Samuel Fells High School, where the student was a senior. The teenager was with his mother at the time. And Kelly, what else are you learning from this tragedy?
Well, Jason, police and school officials are identifying the 17-year-old tonight as Noah Scurry. He's described here at the high school as a great student and athlete. His family, understandably, was not ready to talk today. Police say they do believe he was targeted, but have not said why.
I just saw him yesterday, too. It's crazy to think about.
Sophomore Muhammad Al-Faqi leaves the solemn day of school at Samuel Fells High School. All after-school activities canceled today and men's basketball games canceled this week due to the killing of a teammate and senior, identified by police and district officials as 17-year-old Noah Scurry.
It's a horrible day. This is something that no one imagined. The student, according to police, was getting in the car on his way to school behind his house with his mom. So this is something that is quite unimaginable.
Police say it all happened in an alleyway behind Rohrer Street, just off Roosevelt Boulevard, around 7 this morning. At least 20 shots fired in what they believe was a targeted attack. There was a backpack left in the middle of the crime scene, surrounded by shell casings and tires of nearby parked cars blown out. A letter sent home to parents from the school principal said Scurry scored the highest among the Fells community on the SAT tests.
The student who was killed was exceptional. No problems from him whatsoever, according to the principal and other staff members. As you might imagine, they are distraught.
Scurry's mom surrounded by loved ones today, including the basketball coach and other staff from the high school. Grief counselors were also on site and will be as needed, according to district officials. Students say they could feel the impact all day.
When you saw him around, you knew he brought good energy to everybody.
Whenever he entered the room, the room always lit. It was always a smile on somebody's face when they were around them. He had a whole future ahead of him, too. It's scary to think about.
Now, again, police say this is an active and ongoing investigation. The district saying tonight they are committed to working with police, elected officials, and others on the urgent need to tackle gun violence in the city. Jason.
Kelly Rule, thank you very much.
All right, so you hear all those reports, right? Noah Scurry, 17 years old, standout basketball player, star athlete for the high school, just got the highest SAT scores in his class. He's a senior, you know what I mean? Ready to push on in life, graduate, possibly take his basketball career to the next level. I don't know, but it seems he was a star for his school team, good grades. And you hear everyone just reacting, like the people in the neighborhood, the neighbors, one of them throwing their child on the floor.
Neighbors tell NBC 10 they were eating breakfast when they heard multiple gunshots.
The first thing I thought was grab my son and throw him on the floor. He was just scared and panicking because he heard it.
Detectives were at the scene for hours. Police tell NBC 10 that the teen was shot multiple times and was rushed to Einstein Hospital where he died.
This shocked me. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to get my kid out of Dodge. Everyone was hysterical. This is a quiet neighborhood. Things like this don't typically happen. And it happened again at 7-something in the morning. This young man is with his mom, leaving to go to school, and just 20 shots. We're hearing 24 shots. A lot of shots fired at this kid, and it just is all what the fuck is going on? This just doesn't add up. You know what I mean? The police aren't releasing a motive. Everyone at the school, the students are all dude had good energy. He was always uplifting everyone, and the school itself is saying that they never had any problems with Noah, right? That he was a good kid, It's what in the fuck could have went down? Why was he targeted like this? Because that's all the police were saying, is that he was targeted, but they weren't sure of the motive, you know what I mean? And then we started seeing a lot of stuff erupt into social media, and I'm like, man, can this really be? Are they saying this kid had like an alter ego?
Breaking details on the homicide investigation of 17-year-old Noah Scurry. He's the star student athlete gunned down outside his home in front of his mother while getting ready to head to Samuel Fells High School. And that's where our Kelly Rule is live for us tonight. Kelly, what are you learning?
Well, Sheba, police say they are looking for at least 2 people for this homicide, possibly a third, and they believe they do have the vehicle that was used in the crime. But tonight, law enforcement sources are telling me they believe Noah Scurry appeared in a rap video with guns that was posted to social media the day before he was killed. New tonight, law enforcement sources confirmed there was a rap video uploaded to social media the day before 17-year-old Noah Scurry was shot to death behind his home in front of his mother, who was getting ready to take him to Samuel Fells High School. A screenshot of the video shows a man in a Joker mask, at times appearing to hold a gun. Sources tell Fox 29 they believe that to be Scurry. In the video, he dances along other individuals who are also holding and showing off guns throughout it. Skyfox overhead the Philadelphia police impound lot yesterday. Police confirmed this white Jeep Cherokee is believed to be the car used in Scurry's murder, which happened around 7 a.m. Tuesday in an alleyway behind Roar Street. Police say at least 2 shooters got out of the vehicle, with the driver possibly staying inside. Fox 29 is also learning from sources that Scurry was a victim in a previous shooting back in May 2023 on the 4600 block of Mulberry Street. Our camera there as police investigated. In that shooting, a man in his 60s was killed. Hours after Scurry's death on Tuesday outside Samuel Fells High School, a spokesperson for the school district of Philadelphia, in touch with the school principal and Scurry's devastated basketball coach, says he was a star athlete and recently scored the highest on the SATs in the school community.
The student who was killed was exceptional. As far as the school is concerned, there had not been any issues between this person who was killed and any other student. They don't know of anything going on in the community as well.
Now, as we reported, all men's basketball games here at Fells were canceled for the week. We are told there will be a vigil for Scurry tomorrow as police continue to investigate. Of course, they're asking anybody with information to give them a call. You can also submit a tip anonymously by calling or texting 215-686-TIPS. Jason.
All right, Kelly Rule there. Thank you very much.
All right, so you hear the updates. As far as the vehicle, this white Jeep, there believe, I think 3 people were involved in the shooting. They had the Jeep on surveillance. The Jeep has been found. It is in police custody. I'm sure they're running all kinds of tests on it. I'm guessing there will probably be some arrests made soon. Maybe not. But the other side of the report is this alter ego drill rapper persona that this young man had, right? Like, I saw this going all over social network. Like, everyone out there comment, let me know your thoughts if you were seeing this as well. Like, wait a second, is that him? You know what I mean? Like, where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of rumors and BS can get put out into the blogosphere, into the news cycle, but we weren't really seeing the news pick this up at first. It was just coming from blog sites, and I saw a rapper, go check him out. I'll leave a link to his page, My Sign. His Instagram is @MySignNYGeneral. Again, I'm a pin, I'll put the link in my comments over to his post. He has a song up called Boycott Black Murder. As if you're not familiar with My Sign, he is a rapper who's been around for a long time, was affiliated with Rough Riders, was on the Violator album, had a promising career, and then ended up right as, he's ending up appearing on these albums, like major albums and everything in the late 90s, right around 2000. And it seems like a record deal is on the horizon, and his life is about to change for sure. He ends up getting locked up, and took the case to trial, blew trial, and, actually shared that he did a lot of crime in his life. I believe him, right? You know, because he speaks candidly and openly and tries to speak to the youth and, you know, get them to break the cycle of violence and, you know, the glorification of the streets and prison lifestyle and all that. You know what I mean? That it's nothing to want to live. And it's just a terrible cycle that just gets repeated, you know, because individuals get brainwashed into thinking that this ish is cool. But he went and did all this time and, you know, he basically said like, hey, I did a lot of crimes in my life, but the one that I took to trial and was found guilty of and did a bit over, I actually didn't do. I personally believe my son. Some people don't. It doesn't really matter. That's besides the point. The point is now that he's home and has been home for a while, he's trying to use this platform for positivity and whatnot. So that link will be in the comments. Go tap into it. Again, he has a song speaking out against the violence. But back to what we're talking about here, I was like, man, like, where is all this coming from? Are people just making this up, you know, before it was confirmed? But then at the same time, you know, the original reports were like, this, you know, star athlete, good student, school has never had a problem with the young man or nothing like that. Is just gunned down at 7-something in the morning, leaving to go to school with his mom, you know, like he was targeted. We heard that right off the rip. And to be targeted to that extent where a couple dozen shots are fired at you. You guys saw the aftermath, cars all up and down the streets with bullet holes in them, flat tires and all that. Thankfully, no one else was hurt. As you see different people reacting and commenting on the situation, there's someone that actually said that thank God the mother wasn't killed as well, although she probably wishes it was her instead of her son. And that's actual factual. I can guarantee it even without knowing the mom. You know what I'm saying? Just as a parent, it's so scary out here. It seems like life has always been tricky and the youth can fall into negativity and get caught up in bad-ish and whatnot. But now more than ever, with the blogosphere being what it is and social network and just the way things go, it's like the youth can get lost in rabbit holes. You know what I'm saying? Like going on social network, watching videos, you know, still at an age where they're very impressionable or looking for something to follow or just whatever it may be. It's just right on these devices, on your phone, whatever. You can go down a rabbit hole and just watch endless amounts of videos. And real talk, like this is a real thing going on where, and I'm not saying that this is what happened with this young man, but other individuals, right, will sit here and watch all these videos, all this stuff about different gangs and stuff like that and get caught up and start thinking that they're in that lifestyle or go spitting this gang lingo around, acting like they're a part of it. Or I've seen situations where there's individuals, you know, from the burbs or whatever, right? And they start wanting to be gang and all that. And, you know, they got a trust fund and some money to burn and they tap in with someone who's in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And paying money to go out there and try to be down and all that. And it's just wild. It's just an epidemic on another level. And I'm sure a lot of parents out there know what I'm talking about. Comment if y'all feel me on what I'm speaking of. You know, it's like things just seem designed. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying how it is with the way the blogosphere has took over. Like, a lot of schools give the kids Chromebooks to use, right? And, you know, they'll install security stuff to keep them out of using the internet for anything other than educational stuff. And they'll deactivate that, a lot of these kids, and use it for wrong ish, and the school don't even know, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different era, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of parents who, like, maybe you've been around the block, or, you know, you just feel like you're close to your child and you know everything that's going on. And like, you never know, man. You have to be on point with what they're doing online. And it's so crazy. There's kids that if they get the internet took from them, and again, I'm not referencing that to this situation. I'm just saying how dangerous the internet is on impressionable youth growing up. Like there's kids, they get the internet took from them and they're running away and they, like going and using display phones at Walmart just to get online and, you know, tap in with their friends. And then we know there's so many sick flux out there posing as like they're cool peoples or they're a friend or something like that. It's just the internet is dangerous in a trillion ways, and it's just like such a part of growing up now, you know, that it's like very hard to monitor what kids are doing online. You know, they find ways to sneak all this ish, you know what I'm saying? So all parents out there, be careful, have that talk, be on point, you know what I mean? It's just wild, scary. But back to what we're talking about here, you know, like those original reports, it's like, why would someone target this kid like this, you know, 20 something shots or whatever, 7 in the morning when he's with my deuce? That is just some very heated animosity to want to take his life like that. And like I said, when I saw those reports coming out, I'm like, can this be? You know what I mean? And now we have the police confirming it to the news media sources that they indeed believe that this is the motive. Noah Scurry was had a, I guess you would call an alter ego as a drill rapper, which I'm hearing the name was OTV Joker. And they're saying he dropped this track and this all happened within 24 hours. And I'm like, damn, man, what in the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It just seems so crazy to hear a story like this and just hear of a young man not having no problems at school at all, to be caught up and be gunned down in some gang violence, allegedly. Again, y'all, that's what this is seeming like. I wonder, like, if this was some ish where he was trolling or he was just trying to dibble and dabble in drill rap or whatever, and he didn't realize how dangerous it all was, or was he really just gang out here, you know, full-fledged gang banging and everything, and just minded his P's and Q's and worked hard at school and stayed the fuck up out of trouble. You know what I mean? It's just so wild to think of, you know, with high school students, right? Like you would feel like someone that was involved in gang lifestyle and stuff like that would have all kinds of disciplinary problems at school, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. So I don't know, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this all. Like we said, this has been confirmed by the authorities. They do have the SUV in police custody, and there was also reports that came out too, you heard, in 2023, this young man was involved in another shooting back in 2023 where I believe he was shot at as well. And a 60-year-old man was killed. It sounds like a bystander from the way the reports sound, you know? So what in the fuck is going on? It's just wild, you know? Everyone comment your thoughts. Stay tuned for updates. Once again, they have the SUV, they have the motive, the fact that they've linked his death to this rap video, and, you know, are saying he was dissing the ops. I'm sure they know who the ops are, and definitely believe personally that this case will probably be solved soon. I'm thinking, I don't know, let me know what you think, but it's just blowing my mind that this young man was involved in this kind of lifestyle, you know? Like, again, you know, was it just some internet ish he was doing, playing a character, or what? Because for someone to be on point, going somewhere in life, top SAT scores, no disciplinary problems, star athlete, it just seems like they had the smarts to know that the streets ain't it. But I don't know, reports are indicating otherwise, so we'll have to wait to see how it all develops in the news with more updates, man. But such a sad story. RIP to this young man. Thoughts out to his family. And damn, man, it's Coffee signing out. Let's talk about this all. Again, y'all, that internet is a motherfucker when it comes to influence and algorithms, trying to get people to not put their devices down. And, like, I'm sure everyone can attest to the fact that when you were coming up, a teenager, right, you were very susceptible to being influenced. It's just crazy out here, man. These devices been wreaking havoc on the youth's mind and adults as well. You gotta mind over matter, man. Peep the play. Don't get caught up in this blogosphere-ish. So thank you for tuning in. I catch y'all on the next video. Sub up. It's coffee. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace.